It's an honor to stand before you today to deliver the 2008 State of the Band Address. It's a privilege to work with this tribal council, it really is. We have a lot of hard work that we do, and I know, like Les talked about, it is a 24/7 job, and I commend these tribal council members for the hard work and commitment to the Red Lake Band that they put forth. Working together has become our theme this past year, and we have much to share with you today as proof that good things can happen when people support one another in one common goal. To our distinguished guests, tribal leaders, and visitors, thank you for honoring us today with your presence. To my family, my parents, dear friends, and to my staff, thank you for your encouragement, your love, and your support. To our veterans in attendance today and those serving in the military, we wish for your dedication and service. To the elders and the youth in attendance as well, Shimigwich for your guidance, direction, and your support. And thank you, all the band members here and friends who work for the band, for supporting the Tribal Council and providing us the opportunity to serve the Red Lake Nation. I want to thank all the tribal resource people who are here today. There are many services and things that the band offers, opportunities, and a lot of times our community members don't have an opportunity to see the good things that are happening on the Red Lake Nation. So I want to thank all of you, service providers, programs, and people for being here today and sharing what you have to offer as well. This report to the Red Lake people will summarize some of the accomplishments from last year and will also help to set the agenda for items that we hope to achieve in 2008. Some of these you'll notice are ongoing, and they're issues that extend from last year into this. Last year, the priorities set forth were as follows: reviving the Red Lake fisheries, addressing drug crimes on the reservation, and retiring gaming debts. This morning, at the Red Lake fisheries, workers arrived in the early morning hours and adorned their work attire. They began a day that will see them process hundreds of pounds of fresh Red Lake walleye. The fish is brought in by tribal members who are utilizing this valuable natural resource as a way to provide sustenance for their families and also as a means of bringing home a much-needed paycheck to meet their basic needs. The workers who put in long days appreciate the return of this business that for decades provided for their families and became a tradition here at Red Lake. But several short months ago, the Red Lake fisheries lay dormant and quiet. Now, we are taking the small steps necessary to build this industry into a global competitor in the fresh fish business. This fall, the Red Lake Nation received the second of two $1 million grants from the Shakopee-Mdewakanton community for the fisheries program. With these resources, we have been able to put 10 tribal members to work in the plant and buy state-of-the-art equipment that allows us to process and distribute fish using the latest technologies and methods of production. So far, our hook and line operation, as anticipated, is starting out slowly. On a good day, we average about 350 pounds. So far this year, we have processed around 18,000 pounds of fresh Red Lake walleye, which incidentally is the best fish in the business. By March of this year, we will be able to process at volume, which means that our plant will have the capability of processing up to 16,000 pounds of fish per day. The question still remains, however, how do we harvest those numbers and avoid repeating the same mistakes of the past? The Tribal Council will carefully weigh its options this winter and discuss how to meet our quotas as we prepare for the summer fishing season. Later this spring, we will decide on what course of action to take in order to harvest the adequate allowable numbers this summer. This year, the band has the potential to employ dozens more tribal members if we approach harvesting carefully and with strict attention to regulation. Right now, with no debt service to pay, the fishery is able to provide our fishers a decent price for the fish that they bring in. At $1.75 per pound, And the average fish being 17 inches brought in by fishers, they weigh about 1.75 pounds. That adds up to approximately $3.50 to $4 per walleye that the Red Lake Band is paying our people. All for nothing more than catching them, throwing them in a cooler, and bringing them to the fisheries. Unfortunately, even with the price that we offer, there are indicators that our fish are somehow still entering the black market. There are still some out there intent on breaking the law and competing directly with the Red Lake fisheries in a business that belongs to all of us as Red Lake people. This year we will emphasize tighter regulations and stricter penalties for fishing violations. It's not illegal for Indians to sell fish to other Indians on the reservation, but black marketing to buyers off the reservation is a violation of tribal law. If the Red Lake Band can meet the safe and allowable harvest quotas, we can put more people to work, provide much needed income for their families. This will also serve additional purposes, such as generating more revenue to employ additional regulatory officers to police our waters, allow for the business to expand and grow, and to direct a portion of the proceeds towards a profit-sharing fund that over time can be distributed to all tribal members from the beginning of the school year or around Christmas time. We have our work cut out for us, but this year our fishing industry has the potential to blossom once again into the Red Lake Nation's most profitable business.